I asked for staff who do emails at Tigit Motorbikes for the most commonly asked questions on email. And in this video, I'm going to do it live, unedited, on the topic of the booking platform and deposits. Okay, let's get started. The first question is, what deposit is required? So the first thing, to get a booking live on our website, or on our system, I should say, we take a $100 per bike pre-authorization hold. What is a pre-authorization hold? Basically, it's a temporary hold of funds in your bank. The money never actually leaves your bank account. The way this is displayed in your bank statements, or how long it takes to come back, is entirely down to your own bank, not us. Most banks will take 7 days and then they will release the block back to you. In other words, all the money comes back into your statement ready for spending. Other banks might take 30 days, but ultimately it's your own bank, not us. So we cannot control how long that temporary block is. Why do we do a hold and not just charge for money? Well, every time you charge someone's credit card, there is a fee involved, especially if you're looking at multi-currency, where we're charging different currencies to what's in your bank. Whereas if it's a hold, the money's never leaving your account, so there are no fees. Pre-authorization holds are very common with hotel bookings or car rental bookings, anything where there is a deposit involved. Even sometimes on Amazon, you might see a hold of $0 or $1, or in subscription services. Any scenario where the amount to be charged might change, usually a pre-authorization hold is used. It's extremely generous to the customer, not so good for the business, but it's quick, easy, and essentially free. So after that initial booking of $100 per bike, each motorbike model has a deposit number assigned to it. I think at the moment we're only running 2 different deposits. There's $500 on smaller bikes and $1,000 on the bigger bikes. Again, it's a hold, so it should be released back to you automatically within 7 days, depending on your bank. What you need to remember here, or realize if you understand how this game works, a $1 hold, a $100 hold, or a $1,000 hold are all actually the exact same thing. Because the money never leaves your account, it goes back to you. All it really is collecting the data. So the motorbike rental company, in our case, had the percentage chance, or a potential chance to charge your card if you were to do something that we didn't like. But the actual number, 100, 1,000, 2,000, whatever, is completely and utterly irrelevant. So why do we do $500 and $1,000? We're trying to give the customer a gauge of what we believe that bike is worth. We don't want customers renting CB500s who can't afford a $1,000 deposit. That's all it is. It's basically a filtration process. But monetarily, the money's never leaving your account, so it's actually irrelevant. I hope that makes some sense. And really, from your perspective, all you need to know, you're going to get the money back, and it's extremely generous to the customer and extremely risky to the business. But that's what we do. Next question, explain a deposit. If it's just a temporary hold for 7 days, why would you need $900 more when I process that $100 upfront already? So that's basically what I just said. It's our way of trying to let the customer through the website understand the value of the bike. And so we're basically saying, look, a CB500 is worth a bunch of money, so we want another $900. A blade is pretty cheap, so we want another $400. That's all it is. Please let me know if the deposit I paid with my credit card will be cancelled. So the answer to that, again, is yes. Every deposit that we take is a pre-authorization hold. Unless something disastrous happens for some reason, we don't do anything with it. So it automatically expires down to your bank. We don't do anything with your money. So they will, within 7 days usually, come straight back to you. If I pay my rental fees now in advance with my pre-booking bike deposit, will be refunded? It's the same question. So yes, it's going to come back to you anyway about 7 days after you paid that deposit. But what we do, if you look carefully at the website text, if you pay all of the rent in advance, it will make your booking go live and your rent's already paid, and we don't take any additional deposits. Why is that? Again, everything we're doing is a filtration process to make sure we're getting the right kind of clientele. in my opinion, if the client is willing to fork out a bunch of money in advance for a rental, it shows they've trusted our company. And in return, I'm going to trust them back, and I don't take any deposit. That's kind of how it was. People who can't afford the rental in the first place are not going to be paying the entire value in advance. They're just not. So it's all about money, trust, and a filtration process. Okay, my deposit was rejected or refunded. Is everything okay? So this is really common. So someone books the bike, they pay the $100 fee, they get all the lovely emails saying your booking's now live, and then roughly 7 days later, the money comes back to their account, and they're like, what's gone wrong? Is my booking being cancelled or whatever? So they email us and say, is my booking still okay? And the answer is yes. It was just a hold and the money got released back to you. Your booking is 100% live unless we tell you not. What does occasionally happen, and it's our fault, is you pay the deposit. From a credit card side, it all looks like everything's good, but the website doesn't update to tell you it's live. It will still say sort of pending. If that happens, there is a chance that our system's gone wrong and the booking has not gone live. But if the website says it's gone live, then it is live. But if for some reason it says pending, then it is still, please do email us and say something's gone wrong. I don't know why programmers can never get stuff right. I paid my pre-booking bike deposit. The remaining deposit and rental fees remain unpaid. Does this affect my rental, and can I pay those on the day of pickup, or should I get those paid now? So this is the most common scenario. People pay the $100 per bike pre-booking deposit. The booking goes live, done. They then arrive in the country in Vietnam. They're in our shop, and they will do the remaining deposit, $400 if it's a blade, $900 if it's a big bike, and they'll pay the rent at that time. But yeah, if you pay it all in advance right now, you know, when you're sitting at home, then that money is going to come back to you in 7 days anyway. So really, it saves everybody a bunch of time if you just do it all from home. The way we take money off customers is super generous in terms of helping the customer, not us. Will the deposit be returned immediately when we return the bike? So this is the same. It's a misunderstanding of a pre-authorization hold. We don't wait until you return the bike to give you the money back. That's up to your bank. But your own bank is the one who returns the money. We don't press any buttons. We don't do anything. Normally what happens is you pay the deposit, you're picking up the bike at the same time, and you're happily driving around Vietnam on our bike. And roughly 7 days after you picked up the bike or paid that deposit, the money magically comes back to you. But it's entirely your bank. We're not pressing any buttons. There are cases, unfortunately, though, flip it around, where your bank is rubbish. You've done a 15-day rental, you've returned the bike, but your own bank has not released the money back to you. It's actually out of our control. There are buttons we can press to speed it up and chase your bank, but it's it's really annoying and creates what should be an automatic process into a manual one. And that kind of thing lands on my table, which I don't like. But I do it when things happen like that. What is the total price including the one-way fee? So the website, I think, is very clear with the user interface. And when you book a bike with us, you kind of get given a control panel. You can see what's going on. And you'll basically see 3 numbers: the $100 pre-booking deposit, the bike deposit, which is for like the bike, and then you'll have the rental fee. And it's very clearly marked. I think it's even red. Pre-authorization hold for the 2 deposits, and a charge for the rental. You know, this is now my money or our money. We're taking it from you, and we say it's a charge. So you can see all that in the control panel. The problem is when you're on the website and you're reading stuff, you don't get access to see a control panel. Once you get that control panel, because you sort of proceeded through the booking, then it all becomes clear. The other thing to note on the site is you add everything to cart, right? Just like a normal shop. And then you get to the end and you're going to hit checkout. It doesn't actually take any money from you. What it does then is it goes through an automated process for us to accept or reject your booking, which we do based on stock. After we accept it, you'll get another email which will say to you, the bike is available. Do you want to go ahead and deposit on it and make it live or not? If you just do nothing, it just expires after 48 hours. But the point is, when you hit that final checkout button, you don't actually pay for anything. You just get a bunch of automated emails explaining the next step. What is, would I get a receipt for the deposit back? The honest answer is I don't actually know the answer for that. You don't get anything, any automated emails from us. You get one at the end of your trip saying thank you very much and all that kind of stuff. But do you get a email about your deposit being released? I think the answer is no, unless your bank has something, because the money never leaves your account. No, there's no real email of that coming out of your account, no real email of it coming back into your account. As I say, each bank displays it differently. Some banks will just, the statement line will just disappear. Some will show it as a charge and a refund. Some will show it the statement line with a line, like red line through it. Every bank treats these things differently. How far in advance should I book? This is very seasonal based question, and also down to the motorbike model. But in general, I would say if you want to like absolutely guarantee a bike, you need to do 1 month in advance for a Honda XR 150 and up to 3, even sometimes 4 months in advance for a bike like the CB500X. Unfortunately for us, Vietnam is a really, really seasonal based country, and high season, every single decent rental company runs out of bikes. Do not play games with it. Everybody runs out and all you're left with is renting from a crappy place. My advice to you is just get the bike booked from a decent place, hopefully us, well in advance. And do not underestimate the country's capacity to run out of rental motorbikes in high season. What's the booking process? So I think the website's just, it's where I've spent so much time and money to create what is essentially an airline copy. You put in your dates, you put in your locations, it will prompt you to add a bunch of extra stuff that we think you might like. And then you're going to hit the checkout button. You're not paying any money at this point. Then you're going to get an email saying the bike is available or not available at the time of this email. In other words, if you don't do anything about it, it won't be available anymore. It'll give you a link to a control panel. You can now pay that deposit. You're going to get another automated email with more information on it. And then at some point, you're going to come pick up that bike. You're going to pay whatever you owe again. And then when you finish, you're going to get an email saying thank you very much. I think it's a super intuitive booking platform. The whole point of the company is designed kind of like an airline. You put your dates and locations into the site. The routes are already there. You don't have to do much research. And then basically when you arrive in a country, you know there's going to be a reasonable bike of the same model that you booked waiting for you. We're not a company that switches out bikes. You can see on the website as well, each bike model has a stock button. It's a little bit hard for the customer to read and understand, but this is all bespoke software to try and anticipate where the bikes are going to be, which location they're going to be, and whether they're going to be available. Then it goes to basically high-level admin team to decide the bike's availability. We ship bikes around on trucks. If you're booking enough in advance, we'll ship it from one city to another if it's not there. But essentially, it's pretty complicated stuff, and there's a lot of software in it to make it happen. I don't think any other rental companies have that, even potentially in the world. I think we're super sophisticated in the way all this stuff works. Do you require personal documents? At the time of this video, no, but laws in Vietnam are tightening up. There is a chance we might need a passport picture at some point. At the moment, we are a company that has very little paperwork. I hate paperwork. The entire process is streamlined as much as possible to literally, you walk in the door, you get given the information you need about Vietnam in terms of routes and stuff like that, how to look after our bike, and you shop around for the stuff and then you leave. It's super fast. What I don't, and same with return, it's literally one tiny form you sort of more or less just tick and you're out of that. And you can see this in our Google reviews, how little paperwork that we have. As I say, unfortunately, laws in Vietnam are tightening up, meaning we're needing more and more paperwork. All I can say is this is completely against my will. It's not the way I want it. Anything you read and sign is simplified down as much as possible. I hate lawyer terminology. I hate lawyer contracts. I want everything to be readable. So if there's something technical, it's because it has to be to comply with the law. Cancellation policy. So this is a fun one. We do not charge for cancellations. It's a pre-authorization hold. The money comes back to you. In theory, if you don't show up for that bike, I could try and charge your card manually. In reality, I just don't do this. On a personal level, if you're going to cancel your rental and you let us know in advance, then we delete it from our system. It basically probably costs us no money. I figure out new logistics. We tend to have more customers than bikes. It's all good. But if you just don't show up, that bike has potentially been waiting for you for a while, maybe even shipped across the country for you. It's just outrageously rude. So the very least you can do is email in advance and let us know your new plans. The only occasion where I might throw a tantrum and try and charge you is if you book a big block of bikes, especially big bikes, CB500s or something, and then the entire group cancels. And those bikes have been transported to a location and sitting there waiting for your group, and it's cost me a ton of money. I will try and charge you. Or if you just, which is really weird problem, but a very real problem, customers just show up in the wrong cities. You book Ho Chi Minh to Hanoi, and then you show up in Da Nang and you're like, oh, all's good, right? It's like, no, it's not all good. We've got customers waiting in Hanoi for your bike and you've shown up in Da Nang. Like, I tend to work kind of like handshake business. I treat the customer with respect. The customer needs to treat us with respect. When your plans change, let us know really as fast as possible, and I will rejig the entire world to try and make that happen and not throw a tantrum and try and charge you. That's kind of how it works. Can luggage be stored? Yes, absolutely yes. Every video I'm making now, it seems I'm having a rant about people having too much luggage. I will do anything in my powers really to make your load on your bike less. So luggage storage is absolutely free, definitely. And you can also ship bags from one location to another location. Roughly speaking, I think it's $20 per bag. So you can load up that bag to the max, or even try and put one bag into another bag. It's the way the transport companies work here. And so it's $20 per bag. Please get rid of as much luggage as you can, and realize you can basically store anything you like in our offices. For some reason, people often want to store bicycles. I don't know why they have bicycles on them, but it's a thing. And try and avoid, like, again, we're a company with not much paperwork. So we charge $20 to ship a bag. I don't want disclaimers about your stuff can go missing, or we're not responsible for your stuff, all this stuff. It's just, no, it's $20. It's not a premium shipping service. Don't go putting a $3,000 Apple, whatever Apple thing you have in there. So I don't have paperwork for this. I've really tried to avoid having paperwork for this, but take some responsibility for the items that you have when it comes to shipping. Is it a reliable service? Yes. Does it very occasionally go wrong? Yes. Just like with an airline where your bag, for whatever reason, ends up in a different country. Things go wrong. We have had it before where it was a bus company, Fengchang Bus Company, we used to ship a customer's bag, and the bus company's staff took a knife to the bag and stole some jewelry out of it. The bus company compensated us $25. I actually paid in this case for that jewelry because I felt so bad. But yeah, I was like, should I add paperwork about this stuff? And I decided not to. If you have a really, really expensive item, there is a very expensive shipping service, and it is very expensive, that we can use to ship your stuff from one city to another. And just ask us it's called NASCO. Ask us at the time and we can make that happen. And then we really, your bag gets treated, or your laptop gets treated like primo. And we probably won't store it with everyone else's stuff. I don't want to give off the impression that the service is not reliable. It is reliable. Just be responsible if you've got really expensive stuff, if that makes sense. I hope this video has been helpful, and thanks for watching.